Hi guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do a first impression review of a game called Souldiers, which I guess you could just call Soldiers, but it's Souldiers. So the game costs $20. As always, I'm gonna do my first impression review. I'm gonna play the game for an hour or so, and I'm going to give you my running commentary throughout the entire video. If you are in a hurry, you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes or so of the video, and there I will give you my quick, concise opinion on the game and whether or not it is actually worth $20. Now, before we get to that, I want to quickly explain something to you guys. Now, the game, excuse the background over here, the game doesn't actually have a functioning borderless full screen mode, so I had to put it in windowed mode. But anyway, the game costs $20. Now, that's totally fine and everything, but on Steam, one thing that makes Steam a very good platform for games is that it has regional pricing. Now, usually the regional pricing of a game will follow the Valve suggested price. Now, this is a price that Valve, which is obviously a multi-billion-dollar company, they know what they're talking about. They have done their research and all of that. They suggest to the developer, based on the base game of base price of the game in dollars, Valve then suggests the appropriate regional price for the game. So if the game costs $20, it will they will suggest a price of, I'm going to use South Africa as an example because my region is South Africa. So if the game costs $20, Valve will suggest a price of 130 Rand. And I mean, I can use other examples. For instance, if you live in Europe, then Valve suggests a price of 16.79 euro. If you live in China, then Valve suggests 70 yuan. If you live in Russia, Valve suggests 435 rubles. Now, in the vast majority of cases, like I would say easily 80% of the games on Steam, the developers of the game follow the Valve suggested price. I can show you over here the Valve suggested price. Let me just quickly do this, and then over here. So you can see here on a game which is a very popular game, Let's Build a Zoo, which you can see over here has quite a bit of following, 1,700 reviews on Steam. I've also reviewed the game. It's a really good game. So I'm going to use this game as an example. This game, because the publisher of this game, No More Robots, is a moral publisher, they have followed the Valve suggested price almost exactly. Like you can see here, the only changes that they made is that they made the game a little bit cheaper, 16% cheaper in China and 14% cheaper in Thailand. Otherwise than that, they have completely followed the Valve suggested pricing on each and every one of the different places. Now you can actually see, that's why I'm using this game as an example. This game Let's Build a Zoo, which, like I said, is a bloody fantastic city builder game. This game costs $20 on Steam. It's on sale right now, but it actually costs $20. So that's why I'm using this as an example. So with the $20 price tag that this game has, the game should, according to Valve, cost 130 Rand in South Africa. Now let's have a look at the regional pricing of Souldiers. You can see here it doesn't cost 130 Rand, it costs 350 Rand, which, as they indicate here, is a price increase of 142%, meaning it's almost 3 times, it's 2.5 times more expensive than what it should be. And with all of these different categories, it's the same. Where this developer, like I said, they're a very good developer, a very moral developer, where this developer followed the Valve suggested pricing, as many other developers have done. Like I said, about 80% of developers follow the Valve suggested pricing because it's the moral thing to do, because $20 in America and $20 in South Africa is a very different kettle of fish. Like $20 in America, you can feed your entire family for a day for $20. You can eat a very nice meal at a restaurant for $20. And $20 in America, you can buy like maybe 2 coffees at Starbucks for $20. So $20 in America is a lot less than $20 in South Africa. And it just goes further and further the further you go down the line. $20 in Turkey or $20 in Argentina is a lot more money. That is why the game, the specific game, Let's Build a Zoo, is priced at only $1.3 and $1.3 in Argentina and in Turkey. So not $20, because that is how weak the currency is of these countries. I mean, I can speak from experience. The currency of South Africa is very weak. That is why the game doesn't cost $20 in South Africa. The game only costs about $6 in America, in South Africa. So it's much less. But this, which is 130 Rand, 130 Rand is about the average wage, or the average daily wage in South Africa. That's about the average daily wage. So having to take out the wage of the average South African for one day on a game, that's pretty rough. Like, that's a lot more than what $20 is in America. I mean, in America, I think the minimum wage was recently raised to something like $10 or $11 in America per hour. So per hour you would be getting $10 or $11 minimum wage, and that should go to show you that you can only work 2 hours on minimum wage, 2 hours, to afford this game of $20. But in South Africa already, I'm not even talking about Argentina or Turkey, where they are in a much worse position. I'm just talking about South Africa. In South Africa, the average daily wage is 130 Rand, which is only about, I would say, maybe $8. So $8 is the daily average wage in South Africa, where in America the average daily wage is easily $80, $90, thereabout. So you go from $80 to $80. So you can already see that between South Africa and America, the average wage is about 10 times higher. So that you can spend $1 in America, and that $1 would equal about $10 in South Africa. So the point I'm trying to make is that the regional pricing on Steam is very, very important. It's very important because if you make the game costs $20 in South Africa or $20 in Argentina or anything like that, nobody will be able to afford it. Nobody. Like $20 is a lot of money in South Africa. Like I said, you can feed your entire family at a nice restaurant or people easily for $20 in South Africa. And it will obviously be much, much more in Argentina or Turkey, since those two countries are in a very, very poor state right now. They're even poorer than India and Brazil. And India and Brazil are notoriously poor right now. So this is what you want to see on the Steam page. This is a moral developer and a moral publisher. Now, an immoral developer, it's not the developer's fault, it's the publisher's fault in this case. An immoral publisher, this is what you see from an immoral publisher. All of this red, you can see here, the game costs 822% more in Turkey than what it should. That's 9 times more than what it should cost in Turkey. Here in Argentina, it costs 10 times what it should in Argentina. In South Africa, like I said, it costs 2.5 times what it should. So the publisher of this game, let me show you the publisher. The publisher is Dear Villagers. They've published a whole bunch of other games as well. Some good games, some bad games. But the point is, they are immoral. This is extremely immoral, charging 10 times what a game should cost, charging 9 times what a game should cost. Like in South Africa, in my region, the game costs 2.5 times what it should cost. Like, this game costs $20, this one also costs $20. The game should cost $1.3, but instead the game costs $19. That's like 14 times what it should cost. It's absolutely hilarious. So I just want to tell you guys, like I always tell you guys, if in my opinion a developer is immoral. I told you guys with Tiny Tina, that publisher is very immoral. 2K is the publisher's name. They're very immoral. Rebellion, which recently released Sniper Elite 5, they are very immoral. And this publisher as well is very immoral. And the justification that they used for it is a nonsense justification. Like, they obviously got a lot of backlash from everyone in Turkey, everyone in Argentina, not only those places, but those places are the most affected. Like you can see here, 10 times more expensive, 9 times more expensive. Also in Kazakhstan, 3 times more expensive. In South Africa, like I said, 2.5 times more expensive. So the game costs an insane amount in Turkey and in Argentina specifically. Even in South Africa, it's quite expensive. So this is the nonsense response that the publisher of this game gave, the publisher of Souldiers. So let me read it to you quickly. We have heard your feedback regarding the regional pricing of soldiers in your respective countries. We regret the situation and we wish we could bring you soldiers at a price matching its value in your local currency. Unfortunately, due to systemic and unfair practices by third parties who abuse the distribution platform policies, we must stand by our current pricing. We have a responsibility to the developers and our friends over at Retroforge, which is the developer, a very small team of people who have dedicated their lives over the past 4 years to make this game the gem that it is today. We deplore the state of affairs and are in ongoing talks with Steam and other platforms, as many publishers are, to try and find a better solution for future releases. Now, let me tell you, that is absolute dog shit. Firstly, they say here, as many publishers are. Like I've told you, about 80% or more of the publishers on Steam use the Valve suggested price, because Valve and Steam actually has very good anti-regional pricing, piracy, safety measures in place. They only allow games to be bought from the specific region. Let's use South Africa for example. I can buy games on the South African reduced price. Instead of paying $20 for this game, I only pay $6 for the game, because I am in South Africa. I have a South African ID, I have a South African credit card, I am located in South Africa. Steam checks all of that stuff. Like, they immediately check all of that stuff. They check your IP. Now you can bypass, you can change your IP with a VPN. Some VPNs will be able to change your location of your PC to that specific country, but Steam is smarter than that. Steam only allows you to buy in that specific currency. So you can only buy a game at the reduced price. Let's use South Africa as an example. You can only buy a game at this reduced price once you have verified your account, your Steam account, with a South African credit card. Now, you can only get the South African credit card if you are issued one by a South African bank. So there's no way how someone in Australia or America or Europe or Russia or China or anywhere will be able to buy a game from the reduced South African price unless they have a South African credit card. And you can only get a South African credit card if you are issued one by one of the national banks of South Africa. That cannot be bypassed. Literally, I have tried this. You cannot buy, like, there are some games that are actually cheaper in America than in South Africa. I actually had one year, let me quickly pull it up for you. So here it is, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This is the game that I said has very immoral publishers, and you can see here it's the 2K publisher. Now, this game is more expensive in South Africa than it is in America. Literally, look at that. It's 12% more expensive in South Africa than it is in America. And already, like I've showed you, $1 in America equals about $10 in South Africa. So the fact that this game costs $53 in South Africa means that it actually costs about $500 in South Africa. If you were to do the price conversion and the regional pricing, it costs $500 in South Africa if you were to take the average daily wage. 500 bloody dollars, American dollars, for a game in South Africa. And you can see here, if I go over here, you can actually see that it costs a stupid amount. Let me just have a look here. Okay, I can't even show you the Valve suggested pricing because this developer, like I said, they're very immoral. They have completely restricted cross-region trading, which I've never seen this. I've never seen this being restricted like this. So, but like I said, it's a very immoral developer. But anyway, like I said, the game, this is an example where the game is actually cheaper in America than what it is in South Africa. So if I try to buy this game with my South African credit card, I immediately get an error. Even though it's cheaper, I cannot buy the game. I can set my Steam store to America, and then if I try to buy it, it gets declined because it detects that my credit card is not issued in America. So that's the point I am trying to make. You cannot exploit the system like this. These idiots are claiming, and they even lie by saying many publishers are trying to get this resolved, or what the hell ever bullshit they're talking about. You cannot exploit the system because you need to be located in that country and you need to have a credit card issued in that country. Like, those are some huge fucking hoops to jump through. Yeah, sure, you can bloody like buy a fake credit card, or well, it can't even be a fake credit card, it has to be a credit card with money on it. You can buy a credit card that is located in Turkey. I'm sure there's some gray market sites or something like that where you can do that, but who the hell would like to do those kind of illegal things? You know, buy a stolen credit card on some kind of a scummy site of another country. I mean, you would spend the money and then it would immediately get back charged and you would lose the game. You would probably lose your Steam account. It's just totally not worth it because companies like Valve do not fuck around when it comes to chargebacks, and as soon as a credit card gets cancelled, that money would be removed from Valve's side, and they would obviously remove the game from your Steam library and probably ban you as well. So, like, who the hell would even attempt something like that? Here's one example of a developer, which is the developer of Let's Build a Zoo, who actually show you that the quote-unquote, what did they say? Systemic and unfair practices by third parties to abuse the distribution platform policies. Now, they're referring to, I don't know where they got their fucking information. It's clearly not based in any reality, but they think that there are like millions of people who are from America and Europe and places where games cost $50. They think that there's millions of people who have gone through all of these hoops, like I said, getting a Turkish or an Argentinian credit card and then buying a VPN to change their physical location. They've gone through all of that bullshit and there's millions of people doing it, and as soon as you publish a game on Steam with this type of pricing, you know, the appropriate Valve suggested pricing, that you would just get like millions and millions of people who buy the game from Turkey and from Argentina and places like that, and then they would just get like, instead of the American paying $50 for the game, the American would only pay a dollar or whatever, you know. That's the twisted reality that these publishers, well, this specific publisher lives in. Now, here is proof that does not happen. This game, let's build a zoo. Where's the statistics over here? I had it open. I can actually show you over here. This game actually has over 100,000 owners on Steam. You can see here 100,000 owners, 102,000 to be exact. So 102,000 people have bought Let's Build a Zoo. And here the developer of Let's Build a Zoo shows you the exact country and the amount that their game was purchased, so on Steam. So you can see here 26% of purchases come from America, 16% come from China, which is obvious because there's a billion people in China as opposed to the 300 million or so of America. Thailand 13%, United Kingdom 6%, Germany 6%, Argentina 4%, Japan 4%, Canada 4%, Australia, blah 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 blah. And then all other countries, meaning South Africa, Brazil, Mexico, Kazakhstan, Turkey, like all other countries, bloody like whatever, 30 or more countries. How many countries are there on the pricing? I mean, there's a lot. There's probably like 20 or 30 countries, different regions that you can buy games at. All of those regions together form 17%. So the systemic and unfair practices by blah 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 blah. They say that Turkey and Argentina are just filled with millions and millions of fake, well, not faked, but altered Steam locations. But here, this developer who has over 100,000 sales on Steam show Argentina is only 4% of total sales. Not like the bloody 30-40% that this developer is claiming. Only 4% of sales are from Argentina, and Turkey isn't even on the list. Turkey is less than 2%. So literally the amount of sales combined from Turkey and Argentina isn't even 5%. Not even if you were to believe the bullshit that this publisher is saying over here, even if you were to eat that bullshit up, that would still mean that everyone in Turkey and everyone in Argentina together does not even equal 5% of sales. So if you were to believe that everyone in Argentina and everyone in Turkey are scammers and people who aren't actually located in those countries and simply want cheap games, you know, instead of paying $20 for a game, they only want to pay $1.3 for those games. Even if you were to believe that bullshit, that still only equals 5% of sales. 5%. Like, there is a quote-unquote doctrine. Let me pull it up here for you quickly. The term in retail is called retail shrinkage, or just typically shrinkage. This is a percentage that all retail stores, doesn't matter if it's a clothing store or a grocery store or like any place, Walmart, Best Buy, Apple stores, doesn't matter what it is, all retail stores will, by statistics, lose 2% of their stock just from theft. 2%, just like that. So even if you were to take all of the sales from Argentina and Turkey combined, which is 5%, that's a little bit higher than 2%, but it's still almost nothing. Like, that's such a small percentage of your overall revenue that it's almost nothing. This is something that if you work in the retail industry on a higher level, like an executive level, you literally buy at least 2% more stock than what you need, because you know that 2%, at least 2%, is going to get lost through theft. So it's literally almost the amount that these two countries combined, you would already, if you were to believe this bullshit, you would already do a write-off of that amount. So if you were to consider all of the sales in Argentina and all of the sales in Turkey as theft, it would still hold water and be true to the almost 2%. I mean, there's a little bit of difference between 5% and 2%, but it's still only a few percentage points. So that's like, it doesn't even almost scratch the surface of the expected theft. I mean, there is going to be some people who exploit the system, some people, but this publisher is making it seem like it's the end of the world. They're making it seem like there's millions and millions of people who are changing their country to Argentina and to Turkey simply to get cheap games. I mean, if you look at the sales from Argentina, we can't look at the sales for Turkey because it's not even here. It's rolled into the other category. But if we were to look at the 4% from Argentina, the population of Argentina is 45 million. The population of Canada is very, very close, 38 million. That's a difference of only 7 million people. It's like 10% population difference. It's almost exactly the same population. So if we were to look at Canada, 4% of sales, and Argentina, 4% of sales. So that shows you that Argentina, who has more population than Canada, sold the same amount of games. So that's completely based in reality. There's the same amount of gamers, statistically speaking, in Argentina than what there are in Canada. So you would expect, because their populations are the same, you would expect to see the same amount of sales. And indeed, we do see the same amount of sales. 4% for Argentina, 4% for Canada. So that is 100% statistical proof with facts and all of that to show that this developer is talking out of their asses. This bullshit explanation that they gave here about why they charge 11 times and 10 times what the game actually should cost in Argentina and Turkey is absolutely bullshit. This is a completely fabricated, completely bullshit explanation. And you can see on Steam, if someone is an absolute idiot, if someone is talking absolute bullshit, then you give them the Jester Award. And you can see here 18 people have given him the Jester Award, and 3 people find this post hilarious. It actually costs you Steam points to award these things, and people still do it because this is just an absolute bullshit. Like, your bullshit meter on this post will go off the scales. That's the amount of bullshit that this publisher is speaking. It's not specifically this guy's fault. Probably this is just a PR guy for the publisher. Like I told you guys, the publisher of this game is what was it? I forgot. Can we see it here? Dear Villagers. So, like I said, Dear Villagers is an immoral publisher. They do immoral things like this. And it's not necessarily this guy who is the asshole. He's probably just some kind of a PR intern. And he was obviously forced to post this bullshit here. But nonetheless, this is absolute bullshit. And I always call out publishers and developers on their bullshit. The same with Tiny Tina. 2K is an absolute piece of shit developer, a publisher, and it's the same with these guys. You must remember the name Dear Villagers because they are absolute bullshitters and they are an immoral publisher. All of this proof goes to prove that the publisher is immoral, and if you are a moral person like I am and you only want to give money and spend money on games that are deserving of your money, then on this proof alone you should not purchase this game. Now fortunately I got a Steam key for free for this game, so I don't really care, you know. I will just review and evaluate the game on its own merits, and I won't let the fact that the publisher of the game is highly immoral, I won't let that affect my my decision on the game. If the game is worth $20, I will tell you that it is worth $20, but I feel that it is my responsibility as a reviewer to not only inform you whether or not your purchase is a worthwhile one, meaning that the game is worth $20, but it is also my responsibility to inform you whether your purchase is a moral one, because I am a big believer in purchasing moral products. Like, I don't own a single product from Nike, I don't own a single product from Apple, I don't own a single product from Reebok or Adidas. None of those companies that use sweatshop labor and slave labor and labor from Chinese Uruguayan countries. I don't use any of their products. I have never spent one single cent on an Apple product or on a Reebok product. So I'm a very big believer of using your money and voting with your money. Each time you buy anything, you vote for that company, and in your opinion that company is a moral company. So when you buy a game like this or any game from any immoral publisher, you are approving their practices and you are approving the things that they do. So that's why, in my opinion, it is my responsibility to inform you guys about the fact that a game developer or publisher is immoral, because you should use that information when you choose to either buy a game or pirate a game. Like, I have pirated games in the past, specifically Ubisoft games, because Ubisoft is an immoral company, specifically 2K games like Borderlands 2 and 3 I've pirated, and I'll say it absolutely, I have no shame in saying it, because those companies are immoral companies. I will not give them a single cent of my money, even though I absolutely can afford it. Absolutely, I have no problem spending $20 or $30 on a game, but I will never spend even $1 on a game that is from an immoral developer. If they send me a key, absolutely, I will play the game, I will review the game, no problems. But I will not contribute to their immoral practices, and in fact I will inform you of their immoral practices when I review the game. So yeah guys, that is my entire spiel about this developer and developers and publishers in general. I just wanted to give you my entire ethos and motivation behind different publishers and whether you should support them or not. So let's jump into the game. Firstly, you can see that the game is a console port. Now that is an issue. We will have to determine whether or not the game is a good console port or not. Unfortunately, when you see this, it is an indication that the game is a console port, and about 50% or more of the time it will result in something being worse on the game, because very few console ports are actually done correctly and natively, I guess I can say. Like, you should, when playing this game, not realize at all that the game is a console port. Otherwise, it wasn't done natively, it wasn't done correctly. So we will definitely keep an eye out for the telltale signs of a bad port. Now, one of the issues already that I realized is the fact that the game does not have a borderless full screen mode, and the game also does not have a borderless windowed mode. So those two modes are completely missing from the game. No borderless full screen mode and no borderless windowed mode. The only options that you have is full screen mode and windowed mode. Those are the only two options that you have. You also cannot select your frame rate, so that is another issue. A frame rate cap is very important in games, and this game is also missing that. It's missing a frame rate cap. So those are, before we even get into the game, those are immediately two issues with the game. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I see. There's also no colorblind settings, so the game has no colorblind settings or colorblind accessibility. So that's also an issue if you have color blindness. But otherwise than that, let's jump into the game. Okay, select the game mode. So this is the difficulty setting: Explorer, Soldier, Warrior. Game mode, blah blah blah, want to explore, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. So another issue already is the fact that they don't tell you what is being changed. So traditionally in good games, if the developer is a good developer and a competent developer, they would explain to you what is being changed. So they would show you, on easy mode you take 50% less damage and you deal 50% more damage or something like that, and then on hard mode they would say, okay, you take 50% more damage, you deal 20% less damage, and whatever, you know. So you are given zero explanation or information on the different difficulty settings. So that is pretty atrocious already. And we will have to do a lot of reading, it seems. And my voice is not super good. My apologies, my voice is not super good because I'm recovering from a cold, so this is not good. We're gonna have to do a lot of reading. Zarga, one of the three nations that rule the continent of Askel. Within the castle walls, the Royal Council debates the best strategy for the coming war. After a few hours of deliberating, the king and his war council are about to conclude their meeting. King of Zarga, is that clear? We shall follow the positioning set by General Brigand to the letter. That will be all. You may leave. The council members leave their seats and ready themselves to leave the chamber. Arzgul, sorcerer and advisor to the king, leads the way to the door when suddenly One moment, Your Majesty. Yes, something the matter with the plan? Actually, I'd like to propose the change of strategy. Waiting in this grotto is so boring. I'd prefer General Brigand's initial strategy, taking part in the action alongside the others. Soldiers, stand firm. You should have more faith in Askel's wisdom. His council has guaranteed Zarga's victory on multiple occasions. Now, be sure they don't see you. Dalum's army will be marching down the hill any moment. Yes, General. An earthquake? All of a sudden, an earthquake leaves them trapped between the mountain slopes, plunging them into darkness. And then we get bloody blinded for some reason. For some reason, the developer thought that it would be good to blind the player there for a couple of seconds. Before their very eyes, a glowing beam appears, bathing the dark cave in its light. Like something out of a dream, a being emerges and starts to speak. And they blind us again. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. And they blind us again. Brave warriors who have fallen in the heat of battle. Who are you? Is this your doing? I am Valkyrie. We are the key of the fallen. We serve to perpetuate their existence beyond this world. You must accompany me. Now what? Get out of here. Listen to me carefully, mortals. We are gifted with the knowledge of life and death. I can see in the palm of my hand how the lifeline that ties you to this world ended when you became trapped. It's not only rocks and earth that separate you from its tide, there is something else more powerful than any attempt you can make to escape. Maybe you're unaware, but we have a grand sorcerer among our ranks who could. I see you still do not understand your situation. There is no one here with the power you suggest. My mere presence excludes all possibility of doubt. You must accompany me. Your destiny lies here no longer. Is she really a Valkyrie? It could be a witch. What will happen if we don't go with you? In that case, I will leave. You will never see me again, and those who decide to stay will fade into dust with the passage of time. Alright, listen to me everyone. No one expected it to end like this, but we have run out of options. I'm going in. The animation is really smooth, like I have to say that. It's really well done pixel animation, because Pixel animation can be very, very ugly if it's done incorrectly, but this actually looks pretty nice. I've seen better, but this looks pretty nice. Viva. I will not be able to keep my promise. May the gods help Zarga. If our general has... Okay, yes, he has... Okay. Okay, I couldn't read any of that. Literally, I couldn't read any of that. It disappeared way too quick. So that's an issue, obviously. I mean, English isn't my first language, but I can at least read at a normal speed, but that was insanely too fast. Okay, so we get to choose our character. I assume this is going to be our character. I thought we were that other guy. The brigand general whatever dude, but okay, apparently not. So, scout, archer, caster. That's all. Scout, archer, caster. It's basically a warrior, archer, and a caster. That's pretty self-explanatory. This one is gonna do ranged. This one is gonna do ranged. This one is gonna do melee. It's weird that the warrior has more attack than the archer. That's traditionally not what you would find. Traditionally, a archer will have less health and more attack. This one has more attack and more health, which is just weird, to be honest. I just want to see something. This one has 3, 3, 3, 2, so that's 11. This one has 4, 4, 3, 1. So that is 12. And then this one has 12. So this one has 12, this one has 12, this one only has 11. Stat points, I mean. That's really weird. That means that if you look at the information that you're being presented with right now, then this class is the weakest. Simply because it has less stats. That's literally what they're telling you. So let's go for the caster. Why not? By the way, if you don't know what type of game this is, it's a Metroidvania game. So just in case you were wondering, is it an ARPG, is it turn-based, whatever, the game is a Metroidvania game. So you can jump and you can move left and right currently. Obviously you will be able to do more stuff later on. And we get blinded once again. And we get blinded even more. That's fantastic. I literally am holding my hand over my eyes. Okay, so they said I and you. Why the hell would that be I and you? I'm clicking the buttons on my mouse, but nothing is happening. So you see, this is the issue that I was talking about already presenting itself. With console ports, very often there's problems, and this is the first problem we're encountering. There's no mouse controls. I'm moving the mouse right now, nothing is happening, and left and right click does nothing. So those are the first blatant issues. So you can destroy trees. Okay, so I can't get up there. Welcome, brave warrior. I am Leandris, matriarch of the Valkyries. Forget everything you thought you knew, your battles, your friends. You are now in a very different place from whence you came. The world is ruled by a worldly god, guardian, who awaits your arrival and that of your allies. Your mission will be to find him, but it will not be easy. If you succeed, you will pass into the next plane, where you will be named a champion in the great battle of the gods Ragnarok and be granted unimaginable powers. Tell me, soldier, are you ready to embrace glory beyond your life and this world? Find the guardian and with him your place. Get blinded again. Really ridiculous that I and you are the attack buttons. Literally, I and you on the keyboard. That's just stupid. Let's see if we can change it. Keyboard. I and you. That's just ridiculous. Like, what else can I make it? I would obviously want to make it left click, but nothing. I'm pressing left click right now. Nothing is happening. So it's not even registering left click or right click or none of my other mouse buttons. That's really shitty. I and you is just so ridiculous. Like, how the hell can you make it I and you? We're gonna have to change it, because it's bloody ridiculous. Maybe up, down, left and right, I don't know. Okay, so we make that one, and then U is a strong attack. Block, we can make that, and use weapon that. I mean, I guess that's fine. It's just really ridiculous that you can't use your mouse. It fucks everything up. The game would have been so much better if you could just use your mouse. What the hell is L? Use skill. Use magic. Okay, so I don't have skill or magic yet. That's dodge. Okay. And this is block. Okay, that's fine. And then they said jump, obviously, that's fine. Select item. These bloody controls really irritate me. And there's nowhere where you can select your mouse or nothing like that. Literally nothing. Okay, well, Not much we can do about it. This place don't seem so different from the fields back home, does it? How do you... I'm literally pressing all of the buttons. Enter and left click and... Seems you can't skip. We've got no way of reaching General Brigand. We've started to have a look at the perimeter, but I much rather have been in his regiment, if that's for certain. Okay. They're obviously now teaching you a bit of platforming. Oh, you can actually do ranged attacks, or what? I literally did ranged attacks there with my normal attack. The drop from these platforms don't seem so steep. Shouldn't be hard to climb them up and down. Yeah, that's fine. I did press down. I literally pressed down there. Climbing down, blah blah blah. Restores part of your health bar. Press 1. Okay, now the question is... Yeah, it's probably, almost certainly, consumable. So it won't regenerate. Even though they don't tell you that, it would have been nice if they told you, but... I guess that's too much to expect. You seem a bit clueless. Come on, you heard that, Valkyrie. We've got to work to do. Snap out of it. So if you are on this road, that means you're assigned to the group tasked with exploring the cave. The rest are way ahead. As you can see, this is no joke, so wake up and open your eyes, because this place is full of disgusting creatures like that one. Anyway, I'm off. I've wasted too much time on you already. Do yourself a favor and try not to lag behind. And that wasn't too difficult. Just a lot of dodging that's required. The controls are relatively responsive. I like that. I still have to determine if they're responsive enough, but so far I'm not seeing any real problems. There was once or twice where I did press a button and it didn't respond, but perhaps, I don't know, I didn't press it hard enough or something, I'm not sure. But we will see if the controls are responsive enough, because in a game like this it's extremely important to have responsive controls. I'm not gonna read all of this stuff. Okay, so the game uses a checkpoint system. That's fine, I guess. The markings on the strange gem show that it was set in something for a long time. Okay, so you also get gold, so I'm assuming that we will eventually be able to buy or sell stuff. That's bullshit, I wasn't underneath it. What the hell? Fucking traps? Holy tits. I hate traps. Okay, so the game also has secrets. Can I kill this thing at all? No, it doesn't look like it. I hate ranged bastards. How the hell are you supposed to... Sometimes you do ranged attacks and then other times you do melee attacks. That's weird. Oh, I just looted a dead guy. I don't understand why sometimes it's melee attacks and sometimes range attacks. I'm literally still pressing the same attack button. Okay, now how the hell am I supposed to get those coins? Oh, and coins disappear in the game. Loot disappears. That's really shitty. I despise games where loot disappears. Bones make a pendant, blah blah blah. Amulets grant a variety of bonuses. You can equip and manage them in your inventory. Okay, +1 attack on this one, apparently. Okay, you can only have one equipped at a time. You also get bombs, weapons, potions, vials, items, and accessories. Okay, level up. You obtained your first mastery relic. You can use it to acquire your first mastery. Masteries are skills normally passive that you can distribute as you wish. As you level up, you will acquire more of these relics. Okay, so it's not a relic, it's just a skill point basically. They call it a relic for some stupid reason. Create a reflection at your position. Press 1 to detonate it and damage nearby enemies. Okay, well, that's a stupid skill, but I have no choice, I have to learn it. A stupid skill. Anyway. Look at those two hugging each other. You scared us, you shouldn't scare us at a time like this. The rest of us, you'll see, everything was going fine until a group of nasty spiders came hurtling towards us out of nowhere, dragging the others into the darkness of the cave. I was going to help, but realized that my shoelaces were untied. I don't know what this lazy bones was doing though. I told you I was watching over the provisions. You saw how hungry those bugs looked. Hungry for us, genius. Oh really? And since when have your boot had laces? Never mind the details, the important thing now is to come up with a rescue plan. What do you think, Yi? Yes, will you help us? Perfect, we've got to check out the main room, just in case. Blah blah blah. Thank you, please find them. Okay, so that's the map. Okay, you can loot dead people in the game. I don't know where my experience is. I don't see my experience bar or anything like that. And you can fast travel as well. That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I did press my main attack there, so yeah, the controls are not instant, and that means they are not responsive, unfortunately. A game like this, a Metroidvania game, needs instant controls, like really instant controls. I don't know if you heal when you go to a save point. I need to check that out actually. I don't like the fact that loot can just fall on the ground and disappear. It's really stupid. Restore stamina and mana. I press C to change consumables. I don't know what that thing did, what the little firefly thing did, because it disappeared. How the hell can it attack me from 2 screens away? Bullshit that it can attack me from 2 screens away. I'm a fucking ranged character and I can't even attack half a screen away. Never mind 2 screens away. That's bullshit. I did dodge. Let's see, do you heal? Okay, so so you do heal at save points. That's at least a little bit of a consolation. I'm not sure if I should go up or down. Yeah, you bastard, I'm getting better at the controls. Okay, so apparently I can't get through that without some kind of a special thing. Thank you. We expected to find spiders in this cave, but not this size. Mackerel and grouper must be desperate if they were caught too. Okay, you don't give me anything. I probably need some kind of a fire thing in order to get past that other web. That one fucking coin disappeared. I really hate games where stuff disappears. Okay, let's quickly check out my levels. Holy shit, 3. You're telling me I need 3 of them. Increases the power of bursts. Increases the duration of reflections, reduces the chance of being affected by an altered state. If your barrier is destroyed, it will explode and damage all nearby enemies. Well, this one is definitely the one that I'll want to take, but it costs 3 levels. Holy shit. That's a little bit crazy. thank you. Isn't it amazing how you can't even get a wink of sleep in this monster-riddled cave? You close your eyes for a second and end up strung up like a leg of lamb. By the way, I'm Baloof, merchant and friend of the person who saved me, which leads us to you. I don't know how to thank you for taking me off the menu for those spiders. Wait, I know, just a second. It's gonna give me bombs. There it is. Was that landslide there a minute ago? Never mind. He's just gonna give me a couple of bombs. Not exactly a magic ring, but since you come this far, I think you'll appreciate it. Use this when you come across a wall you think you can destroy. It's also useful against enemies. Why don't you try using it to get us out of here? Word of advice, try not to be around when they explode. I wouldn't want to lose my new best friend so soon. You can throw blah blah blah. Press up to place a bomb on the ground, press up to throw. I'm off. By the way, if you fancy exploring when you get out of here, to the east of these caves you'll find Hafen City. Come and see me, I'll introduce you to my family and give you something to help you on your incredible adventures. Because you have embarked on an incredible adventure, right? Anyway, I'm out of here. Okay, and the bombs don't seem to recharge, but I guess I will pick up bombs somewhere. Okay, apparently you die if you fall into the water. Oh, okay, so that's how you get your bombs back. You recharge them. That's really interesting. Too slow, I'll take this. I'm sure someone would pay a pretty penny to light up their display with this green glow. Okay, I hate it when things disappear, really. Okay, so now at least I know how to recharge my bombs and that kind of stuff. I don't know what that sound was. Probably not a good sound. Okay, there's something over there. Holy tits. There's no way I'm gonna be able to jump from over there to the other side. No way on earth. Holy tits. That's a little bit further down than what I expected. Okay, so the only way to get out of here now... Okay, well, I can get out here. I don't think that's an explodable place. I should maybe be able to jump over there. Nope. I don't know if you eventually get like a double jump or something like that. It's pretty clear that not exactly gonna work. Okay, there we go. All your attacks will be critical. I'm not gonna use that. Okay, that was easy enough. A little bit of a cheese method there, but it worked. Okay, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay. What does that help me? I don't understand. What are you supposed to do with a ball? Because it doesn't help putting it on here. It just stops it. So what's the use? perhaps I should put it on that one, because that one is a little bit more powerful, it seems. Okay, apparently not. So, how the hell do I get out of here? Oh, now this one is more powerful. Okay. I understand now. Okay, what? Is he really pissed off now or what? And I can't go back. That's fantastic. Well, it fits. I guess he's a little bit pissed off. He certainly did more damage than a normal one. Okay, that won't work. Holy shit, it goes through the wall. What kind of bullshit? How the hell can their projectiles go through walls? That's utter bullshit. Okay, not down there, I don't think. But here's another rock. Mysterious mineral used to reinforce armor. I should actually go past. Here we go. Greetings, if you're reading this, you will probably run out of ammo for your bombs and have been looking under rocks for a while. But that's all over. I have enabled a series of dispensers so that you can get my merchandise whenever and however you want. Not for free, of course. I have a family to feed. It doesn't come cheap either. If you don't know how risky it is going back for your... Okay, so you can get... bombs here. Allows you to throw combat weapons or explosives. Health potions, stamina and mana potions, and then the other crit potions. So yeah, I'm not gonna buy any of this. Thank you. I'll save my money for something I'll actually use. I just lagged like a bastard for some reason. Can't get through there. Maybe a bomb will do it. I'm not sure. Are we going to try a bomb? The bomb doesn't do it, so yeah, we need some kind of a different item that I probably haven't unlocked yet. Fragment of the spider map. There's the healing that we need. So yeah, guys, I don't know. I've already seen enough of the game to make my determination. I don't like the fact that the controls aren't immediate. That's the biggest problem. Like in a Metroidvania game, your controls must be fucking immediate. Like it must be so responsive, and now already a couple of times I've pressed a button and then it's not immediately responsive. So that's the biggest problem that I have with the game. You can't play a game like this and have controls that sometimes respond, you know. It's really a big issue. Holy shit. How the hell am I supposed to get past there now? All the way over there? I'm never gonna make it over there. And the other big issue is the fact that items disappear. Like, that's just really shitty. It's completely unnecessary. I don't like the fact that items disappear. I don't think we can expand our domain into the depths of the mountains, so much heat cannot be good for our beloved spiders. Nevertheless, our expedition has come across a seemingly rare artifact. We still do not know its value, but it has become the most prized piece in our collection of treasures. I also don't like the fact that enemy attacks can go through walls, but yours can't. In addition to that, spiders, and I'm sure many other enemies to come in the future as well, but currently spiders can shoot 2 screens away from you. 2 bloody screens away from you. Whereas you can hardly shoot a screen away. So, and I mean, I'm a ranged character. Literally, my character is a ranged character. So, the fact that I can't even... ouch. The fact that I can't even shoot further than... or the same amount even. Not even half. I can't even shoot half as far as the enemies. That's really ridiculous. And I'm a bloody ranged character. You know, I'm a ranged character. I'm supposed to be the Mac Daddy of ranged, and yet you aren't, you know? So that's really stupid. Let's see, how the hell? Okay, there we go. And then I can't get... Oh, there's a fucking web in the way. Let's see, okay, no, we can't jump over there. We're gonna have to jump here. I don't know. Seems like you will eventually get a double jump, but right now I don't have double jump. I'm not too sure. It really seems like some places you're gonna need a double jump. Yeah, I really don't like the fact that you have that items disappear. That's also a really big problem, and it's a completely unnecessary game design choice. I don't like the fact that the Archer seemingly is the weakest character that there is, because all of the other characters have 12 stats and the Archer only has 11. So that's an obvious another really stupid design choice. Yeah, it just seems like the devs really could have done a much better job. Holy shit. This is irritating. I really don't like puzzle games. Especially if it's forced puzzles. Like puzzles that gate the content, you know? And this is just really bloody irritating. Another big problem is the fact that the mouse doesn't do shit in the game. Like literally, like I said at the beginning, before we even started the game, games that are console ports very often suffer from issues with controls on the PC. And this one absolutely is one of those games that suffer as a result of it being a console port. The console port was done in a very lazy fashion, and that resulted in them not even bothering to put in mouse controls in the game. So it's really lazy. That's a really lazy thing to do. So must I break this one or must I not break it? I'm assuming I must break it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the game not having mouse controls is another really big issue. It honestly makes the controls much bloody worse, because now you have to play either with the shitty controls that the devs assigned, which is I, O, L, K, J, and U on the keyboard. It's a hilarious combination of keys. Or the way that I set it up right now, which is up, down, left, right, and then 0 and 1. So my dodge is 0, and then 1, I can't remember what 1 is, but 1 is one of the controls as well. That's at least a little bit better. It's still not nearly as good as what it would have been if the game had proper controls with a mouse and keyboard, you know? I mean, there's a reason why I play games on a mouse and keyboard instead of with a controller or on a console or anything, because the controls are simply better. It's no arguing about that. The controls are simply better. And now the devs make games that are literally inferior, that have inferior controls, and that's just really shitty, you know? It's like if you were to play on a console and have shittier graphics and shittier controls, you know, even though you do compared to PC, you know, most PCs are more powerful than a console. But yeah, guys, I don't know, it's just not, I'm not enjoying the game. I'm not a huge fan of Metroidvania games, to be honest, even though this is not a Metroidvania game in my opinion. On the Steam page, they tagged this game as a Metroidvania game, which is why I wanted to check it out. But this is not a Metroidvania game. This is simply a platformer, and it actually also has a bit of puzzling thrown in there, which is a weird one. It's a puzzle platformer, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't enjoy the game, and there's several design issues with the game as well, which just don't make sense. And like I said, I don't like puzzles, especially required puzzles, mandatory puzzles. I'm not a fan of whatsoever. So yeah, guys, I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the game. And that's not even, ouch, that's not even considering the fact that, like I said, the devs are, well, not the devs, I shouldn't say devs, the publisher is immoral. I mean, I spent the first 30 minutes of the video explaining that to you. And it's really up to you. Like I said, I do not give money to immoral developers or publishers. And you can do with that information as you wish. I've already proven my point. And if you want to play the game, then you can play the game. If you want to buy the game, that's another thing on its own. You can pirate the game and play the game, no problem with that. But if you're gonna spend money on the game, then you need to think where your money is going. Is it going to a developer or a publisher who deserves it, or is it going to an immoral developer or publisher? And then obviously also the skill system is stupid. I don't like the skill system. It's just stupid. I think I've been playing for more than an hour and I've only unlocked one skill. This entire skill system is stupid because it leaves very, very little space for uniqueness. Like, if you think about like Diablo 3, well, Diablo 2, for instance, if you are the sorceress, you can choose to go lightning or frost or fire at the start. That's 300% more choice already than what this game has. This game, there's very, very little choice and uniqueness to your character. It doesn't matter if 100 people play this game, basically all of their builds for the character is going to be very, very similar because there's very little choice. Then there's also the equipment. I haven't even, well, I've picked up one equipment, the amulet over there, but it's just so such a small amount of custom character customization and character progression, in my opinion. One item in like an hour and a half already. That's really stupid. Weapons, you can see there's weapons apparently, but I haven't found a single weapon yet, so it's really ridiculous that they give you so little choice even this far into the game already. It's just not good in my opinion. The fact that the game has no full screen borderless mode and no windowed borderless mode either is an issue. As well, you cannot change the frame rate, you cannot set the frame rate cap of the game, that's another issue. And there also is no colorblind accessibility options either. And obviously, like I said, a big issue is the fact that you can't bind any of the keys to your mouse. That's a very big issue, to be honest. So yeah, guys, needless to say, I'm not a fan of the game, and I simply cannot recommend the game. It's only $20, but I can't recommend that you buy the game. I really can't say that I've had fun in the past hour and a half, and in my opinion, if a game isn't fun, then I can't recommend the game. But if the game looks fun to you, you can consider playing it. It's really just up to you, but for me, the game isn't fun. The game simply has too many issues. So yeah, guys, that's it. As always, it'd be really appreciated if you guys could support me on nexus.gg/LFT Gaming. Any Steam games that you buy on there, you buy directly from the developers of the games, and you still get your Steam key, and I get like 5% of the purchase. But the big good thing about it is that you can support the developers that you actually want, because the developers get 30% more of your money, a bigger share of your money than what they would get if you were to just normally buy the game on Steam. So yeah, guys, either that or Patreon is the two ways how you can support me. Obviously, Patreon costs you money, but Nexus.gg is a basically free way to support the channel. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.